Hello, and welcome to the Heather Powell Show, and that means we are still playing basketball. Aren't you excited about that?
Yes, super excited going into this next week. We just had the one game this week, so we're getting a little bit of a break, take a breath, kind of calm down a little bit before we go into the next phase.
So let's talk about the sub-region games. You guys faced
Brindley Mountain.
Brindley Mountain. Now, Brindley Mountain was sort of I don't want to say a unique team, but they had some luck in the area play.
Yes.
Didn't have a very good, successful season,
Right.
but they were really in a rebuilding year.
They are. They're actually the team that went from Jacksonville last year to the state tournament. Same school, but they had about 6 seniors, maybe 7. They were loaded with them anyway, and very good ball team last year. A lot of tradition there, for several years, and so anyway, I think this year just a little younger, a little bit less experience. Coach Mabry is there now. Used to be at Jacksonville State, and he does a great job. So I know that he's going to get them where he wants them to be. But definitely a little bit younger this year, and just kind of filling it out for the roles on the team and what they want to do for next year and that kind of thing.
Everybody has a rebuilding year at some point in time, but they were successful, and those were the ladies, the Brindley Mountain Lions, I believe,
Yes.
are the ones you guys played on Monday night.
Yes.
And since they were successful, you're getting to go to the regional tournament at Jacksonville State University.
We are
and
Jacksonville bound.
that is on Friday, February the 17th, right?
Monday.
It's Monday.
Monday.
The 20th. I was thinking it's
We are
tomorrow.
Monday.
No, it's on Monday.
Well, we've got a lot of different teams going down at different
That's
times.
true. That's
so
true.
we do have, Fife is playing this afternoon. Section is playing this afternoon. So we have a lot of different teams that we have in the area that are going down and playing early. They do at Jack State, because they do have a team there too. The university team plays, I think, maybe on Saturday. So everything's a little bit different there than the other regionals. So they have the Thursday, Friday, and then we don't play until Monday.
And that's a nice cover for an old person, so thanks for saving me there.
You're silly.
So you guys play Monday, which is President's Day.
It is. So we are out of school, so that
Hey.
means, and a lot of people are out of work, so that means everybody needs to head to Jacksonville and support Plainview boys and girls. We both play. We're back to back there, so it's a nice little trip. A lot of good places to eat along the way, and we would love to have the crowd to really show up and be big.
Well, and you guys have done, well, the boys as well, but you guys especially have done so well this season, a tremendous season. And I know you really hate to talk about this, but if I remember correctly, we are now 33-0. Is that correct?
Knock on wood or something like that.
Knock on wood, 33-0. Heather doesn't like to talk about that, but I mean, that is a tremendous feat for any team to accomplish. And even when she was a player, she never accomplished an undefeated season before.
We are just super blessed to be in the position that we're in, and I think that the girls have worked hard, and I'm very proud of them. Obviously, the coaches that we have, they've all done a great job contributing. It takes a team. It's a team effort.
Yep.
The administration, the students who have come out, who've supported us, and everything like that, and also the other coaches at the school, the other women's coaches at the school. I don't know about the guys' side. I'm sure it's the same way, but they're very supportive, and we do appreciate that.
The
as we
volleyball,
go.
the softball,
Yes, and everybody, and club sponsors and everything. How can we help? Or we'd like to do this for the team, or maybe just showing up, being big, and being loud for us, and that kind of thing. So that makes a big difference. That 6-man is a huge advantage when they get out there and get rowdy for us. So we appreciate. We need it again on Monday, and just really looking back over the season. You don't want to do that quite yet because you've got that unfinished business. You want to go on forward and do your job. But since we have gotten a chance to maybe take a breath just a little bit this week, looking back, I'm exceptionally proud of what the girls have accomplished. The Triple Crown, so to speak, the county, the area, and the Sand Mountain. We've never done that before. A lot of firsts this year.
Well, actually, Asbury as well.
And Asbury as well. So we added a 4th one in there, so that was really nice. But,
Is that a quadruple crown?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But it just hasn't, it hasn't happened to us. It rarely happens because we have so many good teams. The competition is so tough on the mountain, and it's tough to be able to do that. And the girls have persevered. I've been very proud of what they've done. Don't want them to be complacent. Don't want them to be satisfied yet. But looking back as a coach, obviously we've had some proud moments there. So just very excited to be a part of it.
Well, and these girls are girls that have been through the ranks, coming up and playing as in junior high. I'm sure many of them played in Pee Wee as well.
Oh, sure, yes.
And some of them stepped up and came on to varsity or JV and much earlier than possibly we might have wanted them to, or you might have wanted them to. And so it is it's just a unique situation that we're in today.
Like you just spoke about, it's almost like a reunion of those kids because they've not, since Pee Wee probably, where if you're in third grade, you play on the third grade team, and that's kind of the way it goes. But since then, they really haven't, especially all 6 of those seniors in particular, have not played together. And then Olivia coming back, and then, Kat Thompson having played in the summer, maybe with some of them, or just knowing them, things like that, kind of having her as an addition. It's a special team. They're definitely unique, and they're funny, and a lot of personality.
And they're loud. They're loud.
They are pretty loud. They'll get a little rowdy on the bench sometimes, almost knock me over. But
but that encouragement, I'm sure, is good. And that's one thing that I noticed when Monday night's game, and we were successful doing your game plan, getting your strategy, what you wanted to do. And some of those girls who don't typically play as much got a lot of playing time.
Yes.
And the starters were over there encouraging and cheering and wanting them to be successful, and so that was neat to watch. The role was a little reversed, but it was still the same effort from the bench over there.
I think that's what we talk about all the time. It takes, now we have 13. We pulled 3 up after the regular season and or after the JV county tournament, and we say it takes all 13. No matter what it is, everybody's got a specific role, and everybody's role is to encourage and to help each other out. I mean, that's obviously something you want. It's a team effort. So I think that is neat to see. Sometimes we don't get to see that. We've had a lot of close games and a lot of things where, it might not be like the whole or 4 or 5 of the starters are out at one time. Usually that doesn't happen.
Right.
But those other guys get to play, but they did. They got a lot of playing time the other night, and then we got some things. We had some things that were going on that was we got to showcase some things we've not been able to do. We had a couple of those post guys step out and hit some threes, and they were really excited about that and get some assists to the other ones, and we really, even within that, we joked about it a little bit after the game. We had to kind of sit them down on the bench when those guys hit the threes. They were so excited, but we didn't want to appear to be ugly, or anything like that. We wanted to have class, but after the game, in the locker room, we were joking about getting to shoot the 3 or getting to do this or that, and one in particular said, well, they kept yelling at me to shoot, and I was trying to pass it in because I said, well, you hadn't scored yet. So I think that was really neat to see. She was still being super unselfish. Yeah. Even though it could have been her time to have done it, she wanted the girl she was passing to be able to score. Yeah. And I think that is just, that exemplifies what we want to be. And I think really, overall who our kids are. So I think that's helped us and has made us be strong as the year's gone.
Well, let's talk about who you face on Monday at 3 o'clock. I believe it's Glencoe. Can you tell us a little bit about them, what you're looking at as you face them?
Well, I think it's a very much improved team from the beginning of the year until now. I think that they have a strong point guard, area MVP point guard, and then they have some tall girls, some big girls inside also. So it's going to be a tough challenge for us going against some 5'11s, maybe 1 6-footer, something that we see occasionally, maybe one of on a team, but usually not 2 and 3.
Right.
So I think that's going to be a different kind of a challenge for us. They're aggressive, definitely going to have a huge following coming in. They're about 15 minutes away from Jacksonville State, so I'm sure they're going to, they're going to show up in the droves or by the droves. So we've got to really do a good job, and that's why we really do need a lot of support from our hometown people. And anybody else that wants to come and cheer us on, but because we know that they're going to have that support there.
Well, and that's one thing we're trying to do, and hope that you guys will join in. Is the PEP bus is going? There's a PEP club, and the kids are encouraged to ride the bus. I think it's $5 to go.
$5.
And that gets them a free T-shirt, and they'll have to pay their $8 to get in.
Yes.
But we do need, that's an option for some kids that may not have a ride or a way down there that they might want to jump in. Plus the free T-shirt, And it's kind of a cool thing. We're not going to tell you what that is because we want it to be a surprise. But from what I heard from her just a moment ago, it'll be something you will definitely want to have.
Definitely, and I think it's going to help us also with a little bit. That might be a little strategy maybe there too. I'm not sure. Underneath the basket, get people moving with those shirts on, and we do like them. I think they're pretty neat, pretty cool, and it's definitely something that'll. Hopefully, we're looking to shock the opponent.
There you go. So we definitely want you guys to go. That's Monday, President's Day at Jacksonville State University, 3 o'clock. We'll be facing Glencoe, and the boys will be playing right after us at 4:30, and I believe that's Piedmont.
Yes, I believe
I think
that's
that's
correct.
who they're playing. But let's talk a little bit more, Coach, about the girls, the seniors on the team. It's very unusual to have 6 seniors on a team, and so we're just going to take them one at a time. Okay. And I'm sure that mamas and daddies are watching, so we got to be nice.
Okay, all right.
And the girls are watching. Who do you say? So I don't have a timer that we can keep everybody the same amount. But we're going to try to just talk a little bit about you, the senior girls. We're so proud of you, and I know senior night was really, I'm the guy that's keeping the clock and trying to be nice and calm and cool, and I'm the one that's announcing, but I get to read all that stuff about seniors, and many of them, well, I think everyone I taught as a middle school student, and so it's neat to watch young ladies and gentlemen come through your class and they grow and mature, and you see the path that they have for them. And even thinking about it today, because I guess my daughter just graduated last year, it becomes a little bit emotional when you start thinking about this chapter of their life is about to close and a new one's about to open. So it's really exciting for you seniors especially, but it's also a little bittersweet. Don't you think so?
It is. It is. You know, especially for the coach, I think, and as the teacher, like you were speaking about, you know, I think you see these kids and given my station in life right now, you know, I think, wow, you know, I didn't. They've seen this many of my children be born, or they know this, you know, and my kids don't know. For instance, you know, my youngest is 4. Well, he doesn't know a team without these kids on it.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And he'll say the ball girls, you know, and he thinks they're supposed to be there forever. And I think as a coach and even, you know, as a teacher as well, you're there, and you know, so you're kind of the constant, and they continue, and you lose them as they go. And you know, like you said, it's really sweet, and it's one of those things where you see them in your little kid basketball camp come up, you know, and you think, wow, I remember that little kid that had the, you know, goggles, or the one that couldn't dribble with this hand or that hand, or the freckles, or the, you know, the safety glasses for the basketball, or whatever, you know, that kind of thing. So you see those kids, and you see them develop into just precious young women. And so I think it is sweet, definitely. But like you said, it is a bittersweet. And then on senior night, you know, we kind of decorate the locker room for them and put all their gifts in there and that kind of thing. And they walk in, and that's always it's a tough time for a coach. I mean, you've got to go play a basketball game, you know. So it's one of those things where you think, whew, I'm not sure we should have done this right now. But it was definitely an emotional time for the girls this time. And I think it is because, you know, they're so much like a family. They are so close, and there are so many of them that, you know, as we walked in that night, it was just, and it'll be that way. And that's why we want to just prolong it, and we want to play as long as we can.
Got to keep doing our job.
That's
ladies.
it. We got to keep doing our job. But it's almost like, you know, a piece of you leaves with them, you know, and that heals, and you replace, and you have the next group. But at the same time, you know, I think it's a process. It's a not grieving necessarily, but it's definitely a little bit of a loss, because you do miss those personalities. You do miss, you know, the kids being with our kids. This is such a great group as far as my personal kids are concerned, because they'll, you know, my kids will ask, can I go spend the night with Lacey? Can Belle stay and shoot with me? Or can this or that, you know, and it's constantly, or can I go to the twins, talking about Jaden's little sisters, you know, can we go to their house? You know, that kind of a thing. So it's almost like an extended family, you know, and that's definitely the atmosphere you want to create, but it does make it a little bit more bitter in the end, I guess.
So, ladies, as we start talking about you, I just jotted your name down randomly. So it's not in alphabetical order. It's not in order of importance or anything like that. I just want to make sure I didn't forget anybody. So we'll start with first on my list was JC Bell. So tell me a little bit about JC and what you think about her and where she's going. And
Well, I think JC is probably the quietest of the group, no doubt. She is going to be the one for sure that gets to go and play basketball again. So, we're sending her off to Gadsden State. And, I know the coach down there is really proud to get her, and we wish her a lot of continued success. Coming up, JC, just a different personality. Even my husband had her in class for the first time this year as a senior. And he walked in the other day and he said, "Well, I kind of like old JC." I said, "I know." He said, "She's a good kid." And I said, "Yes, she is." And we started laughing. He said, "Well, she just didn't speak." And so we laughed about that and cut up a little bit. But I said, "Well, we're off to tell the Gadsden State
She doesn't get
guy."
that from her mother.
Not from her mom, huh? And I remember her dad being in school, just right there along the same time as me. And I don't remember him speaking it either, And then we found out he was a preacher, and I thought, how in the world?
How in the world?
He doesn't speak, But just a great family. They're just a wonderful family, very Christ-centered, and definitely want to display that every day for people, to see that that's what they're about. But at the same time, also on the other end of the athletic spectrum, JC has done a great job, establishing herself as a definite three-point threat. And she has played our backup point guard role for most of the year and had to kind of take that on as something a little bit different. So she's very proud of her and where she has come from that, 10th grade year and playing from the JV and then coming on up and really cementing her role as a senior starter for this team and a building block and a concrete, pillar, I guess, of the game plan for the other team. Mm-hmm. They can't leave her alone,
right.
That kind of thing. So I'm just very proud of what she's done, grateful, and I feel that, and she feels the same way, that she's blessed to get the opportunity to continue her career.
Now, let me ask you a question, because I see her tradition, not every one she throws up she makes, but how do you get good at a three-point shot? Is that just something that happens, or is there a thought process behind it? I'm just curious.
Well, I wish that I had a magic potion and I could just dump it on people, one of those
Sprinkle
things.
on their head?
Yes, if I could just shoot it at them, kind of one of those. But, that's definitely not what it is. As a coach, from a coaching standpoint, you definitely want them to have the correct form. Mm-hmm. Growing up from peewees, that's one of those things. Please don't let them chuck it up there, from their hip or their waist or something. Make sure they get the ball up high and where they're supposed to, and get the rotation on it that you want. And I know that JC has spent countless hours in the gym by herself, or making Noah rebound, her little brother, or mom and dad probably being out there. Dad may have pushed her out there a little bit, a time or two, maybe, I don't know. Just trying to say, this is definitely going to be one of those things that you can do. This is your role, and you can step up and really help your team if you do this.
Yeah.
And just repetition. It was repetition, I think, that got her to the place where she is, where her stats, the percentages, and those things. And we're definitely proud of them and want her to continue to just boost those as she goes the next four games, hopefully.
4 games. That's what we're shooting
for.
That's
it.
Next, we have the quiet one, Jaden Henderson.
Yes,
she's laughing. I'm sorry, Jaden. I don't understand that.
Jaden is laughing too. She's watching right now, but. Part of Jaden's gift is her ability to speak and to speak loudly. And, we've told her that, and she'll tell them. She'll tell the team. Coach Powell said that's my gift, so you better leave me alone. Let me talk. And that's what we've said, and I love Jaden. Listen, she is, she has persevered and gone through some back issues, some things she had last year, and come back out this year as a senior. I wasn't really sure if she was going to be able to do that, or if she was going to be, it just was plaguing her, the back issues, and you don't want any young person to carry that on, right. into their future. So very proud of what she's done as far as just the perseverance, coming through, knows every one of the plays from every position, and does a very good job as far as, helping to teach those young guys that have come up, or maybe people who don't know or forgotten something, she knows. She's very much a student of the game.
And when she comes in, she's very successful in her role when she comes in to play.
Yes, she has given us really good minutes lately, really good spurts of
And a good scorer down low.
She has. She has come through and done a great job the second half of the season when we've gotten the ball to her down there. And just the back of that defense, possibly, or playing the post position where she can see the court and is able to direct and tell people that people are cutting or, that kind of thing. So,
and you got to communicate. I've heard you say that many times. Communicate.
Yes, I will yell that out there.
You don't have to tell them when she's out there. She's
doing
using
her
the
job.
gift.
That's it.
Next, we have Lacey Kirk.
Lacey
So
Kirk.
tell me about Lacey.
Lacey's just a tremendous person. I love her. Definitely one of those kids that my kids want to go hug up on all the time. Lacey had to come up and play early for us, and her role has changed every single year, and she's had to adapt to that. And is a three-sport athlete, which is something that is becoming more and more rare, but is just, I think we have to applaud her for that because she gives her heart and her soul to Plainview, every day out there on the practice field or the court or whatever it is, and it's really a staple for us as far as that when coming off the bench to give us great minutes, to rebound, to be feisty, but to just be a really a good person off the court as well. I'm just very proud of where she is and what she's become as a young woman.
One thing I can say about Lacey, when she fouls somebody, which is, I won't say often, but
it happens.
It
happens.
It's so funny. She always turns and looks at you like, I'm sorry.
Oh, coach. Oh, coach. She'll say that to me.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Or, she's the one who, for instance, in one of the games lately, came over and she had a grin on her face, and one of our guys got fouled. And she walked over to me, and I thought, what is she doing? Because that's usually the point guard that comes over to me or something like that, or somebody that I call. She's usually in there rebounding. And she comes over, and she's just grinning and kind of laughing. And I said, Lacey, what is it? I thought, oh, dear my, what is this going to be? And she said, Coach. She said, whoopsie. I said, what? She said, Coach, when she fouled, she went, whoopsie, like that. And Lacey did this voice, and I said, go play ball. So she's just that's one that's going to give us a story.
Yeah,
she's going to give us something like that, break the tension if it's ever there, and just really fun to have around.
That's good. Next on my list is Bailey.
Bailey.
Smith.
She's another one that's a little quieter. I don't think she's on the level of JC probably, but definitely a little quieter. We're really excited to have Bailey back. She had some knee issues, actually a couple of knee surgeries that started back during that right before the area time last year, and just was plagued with that, just nagging something's not right in there, and she just really never could get back to gaining the muscle and that kind of thing. So anyway, we felt like, and I told her a few games back, I said, I think I saw the old Bailey like that, because she was really frustrated with having that her senior year, not being able to play for a good while, had to go back in and do the extra scope on the knee, and just really trying to get back into that after everybody else had started, starting out behind. But again, she persevered, and she is really playing some pretty good ball right now. Super excited about having her back, a defensive threat. She's just super quick.
Well, that's what I was going to say. She reminds me of a little annoying gnat when she's out there. I mean, she's always there, in their face, up on them, guarding them. So.
Well, and the gnat with the long arms. Those arms just get up there and knock the ball away. And, that just gets us, that fires us up, gives us a little push in transition. And, she's great out there on the top for us.
It's fulfilling the roles that everybody's got a role to play.
That's it.
Next, we have Allie Clark.
Yes.
So tell us about Allie.
Allie is, she's funny. She's another one our kids love to harass, I guess, so to speak. They love to have her, whether it's lifeguarding at the pool or whatever, and they're always excited to see Allie. Her face always lights up and gives them a big smile. So she's just a great person. And she has done a great job coming up. She had to play a little bit earlier too, and has had some concussions here or there. We always, that's the one we look
small.
at. She is, but she gets in there and takes the charge, and she doesn't care to be that, that just, I don't want to say junk player as far as like I'll get the rebound and I'll do this and that, but it's a lot of stuff that you don't necessarily, see on the stat sheet sometimes. She's always talking, always telling people, always the one that says, I got back, where they can't get the long run out. Doing those little things that helps our team, propel to the next level and win the game. And is a great 6-7 man for us. Usually one of the first subs that comes off the bench, and
She's a pretty good three-point.
Pretty good three-point shooter. She's really added in the last couple games the drive and the little floater. So I was excited to see that in the last couple games. I think that hopefully down the stretch she's going to be big for us.
That's good. And last senior, but certainly not least, is Annabelle Brown. So let's talk about her.
Belle is just a pleasure. We had to yank her up really early to play, which I think she was kind of used to. She had to do the same thing with softball and was doing the same thing with volleyball when she was still playing that. Just an all-around athlete and a good person. I love Annabelle. She is. I love all my seniors. I just can't say enough about this whole group. But Belle has been with me for a long time, and God bless her. and she has put up with us.
Stars in her crown in heaven, right?
She has got to have many right now.
Okay.
But she's been with us a long time and has really just continued to come through year after year. Whether her role was to handle the ball a little bit more, or we were going to feed her more, she stepped out and become a three-point threat this year as well. Just really
score down low as well.
Yes, she's a great scorer down low. You cannot leave her alone. If you're the other team, and she has worked her way into that spot. I believe that she has really come to love the game of basketball, and you can tell on the court. She just does a great job for us.
And she's going on to Western Kentucky?
Going on to Western Kentucky to play softball, where some of my old stomping grounds. So I hope to be able to visit up there, a few friends, and get to see her do her thing out on the field.
Well, are they going to say good things about you in Western Kentucky?
I'm not sure about that.
They're going to know who you are. There's a maze.
I will refute anything they say. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I really do look forward to seeing her at the next level. I know that she's going to do great. She's really got a good head on her shoulders and a great work ethic and, just a passion that drives her inside. So I know she's going to do great, and hopefully we'll get up there and visit a little bit.
Road trip?
I love the road trip.
I do too when someone else is funding it.
Well, that's it. We may have to go cheap on the road trip, but we'll go and we'll have fun either way.
Well, I hate to bring this up, but I have you on recording about a certain attire to wear. Now, we're going to JSU this next week, and, you got a whole week to shop. I just want to know, where are we at on this Pat Summit style suit thing?
Just so you know, I have been to many stores at this point. Now, I've not gotten on into Birmingham stores or possibly, something like that. But apparently, the Pat Summit suit attire is not in style anymore.
May not
and
be.
it is not to be found in the stores right now.
Well,
so I may have to get online.
Well, I have offered to go find it with a credit card, but I can't get the husband's credit card. I don't understand.
You know what? I can't get it either. I don't know what is going on with that. That seems a little weird to me.
Maybe he's afraid I'll come back with the floral orange thing.
It might be. He is totally against the Tennessee orange. We won't say it too loudly, but not to offend anyone up there. But I went up there the first few years of my coaching. We took the girls to the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. It's up there. We went to the Tennessee games. A great environment, and I brought back a pair of Tennessee shorts. Oh my!
It was intense.
I thought we were going to have to burn them. I'm not sure of what was going on in his head, but he started to go on a rant about all things Tennessee, and there was a little bit of a reference to other things there too. I don't know. It was very odd. It was bad. I understood that.
Hey, we got
to
keep it nice at home. So
nice at home. So we won't do the orange probably. And the girls, we're pretty traditional. And they like the things to be the same sometimes because So I was going to wear it, but we ended up doing the Nora Rose shirts on senior night. That was kind of my plan to wear it that night. So usually I dress a little bit better that night than I do the rest of the year for those seniors. But we did do that. So you know what? It may be coming.
Well. Regardless, we want you to be there at Jacksonville State University on Monday, President's Day, 3 o'clock. Be loud, be proud of Plainview basketball. I know I am, and I'm sure you are too. Heather, it's been a great run. I hope we are back again.
I hope so.
4 more games. That's what we need, girls. Thank you so much for joining the Heather Powell Show, and we hope to see you next time.